Hey guys, welcome back to the start of another video. Today we'll be heading to Tristan's shop again to work on the EF Falcon. We actually have the AU Falcon all packed up, full of stuff for the welding that we need to do on the EF Falcon. We need to do the cooler piping, so I've got my TIG welder all loaded in there, as well as a bunch of other stuff like the throttle body. Also some cool parts for the BARRA, which I'll explain very shortly. Before we kick off today's video, I want to give a quick mention to the benkispec.com website. Link in the description below. We're doing a merchandise drop. Brand new hoodies. Check this out. Got the Banky Spec logo on here, and then we also have a chaser on the back of the hoodie. We've got two versions of this hoodie coming out, one in purple and one in red, and there is only going to be 25 of each hoodie, so very limited numbers. They're definitely going to sell out, and members get early access to the website. That's what we're going to do from now on. Members get early access to Banky Spec drops and all that, so if you want to become a member, go to my YouTube channel and click that join button. We've got a whole bunch of stuff happening in the Discord. The members have been coming up with some good ideas for the channel. It's been really helpful. But yeah, let's kick off today's video. All right, we are here at Tristan's shop and I've got everything unpacked, and we also have a special item under here, which is a forward-facing plenum. That's the item that I talked about before, the special part, but unfortunately I got to move all this before I show you. Here is the EF Falcon. What I got to do is I'm going to move it just over here so I can work on it in the light. We also need to bolt down the bonnet because it's also just sort of sitting there on the barrel. All right, we got the car pushed up now. It's in a nice place so I can work on it. First thing I'm gonna do is remove the bumper and try to figure out where I'm gonna mount the intercooler. It's a pretty big intercooler, so hopefully we can get it in there nicely, but it looks like there's a few things in the way, and this bumper is seeming to be very difficult to remove. I've already removed the screws and bolts where the AU Falcon one has them bolted, but on this car it's a little bit different. There's a bunch of like plastic clips everywhere, but not too difficult to remove, hopefully. Just gonna slowly chip away at it. Hopefully I don't have to remove these headlights. Alright guys, we've removed the bumper and I can see why this is so difficult. Look at all this extra crap that we will need to delete. Oh man, I think it's probably going to sag the bumper if we do take this off, but we'll come up with some brackets or something. Yeah, this whole thing made it so difficult. You see, you can't even unbolt all this metal stuff because it's riveted on there. I'm going to start having a look at this, and we'll probably have to cut out some of the crash bar in order to fit the intercooler, but I'm thinking about there. We've also got Mr. Peter here. Hello.
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 Hello. Ready. Let's go.
That has to be one of the smallest, skinniest crash bars I've ever seen in my life. Like, it feels like it's made of plastic almost.
1994.
What the hell?
Safety standards.
So here's what sits behind the bumper. We have a transmission cooler and a power steering cooler. Doesn't look like a cooler, but this is what they do to make some sort of air go through to make the liquid a little bit cooler. They just run a line in front of the radiator or condenser, and that cools some of the power steering fluid down, but we're gonna probably run a whole new power steering cooler. Probably this one looks a little bit crusty. As for the transmission cooler, because we're running a standard BTR, we need to make sure this thing is very cold, because apparently heat is the worst enemy of a BTR, and yeah, that's not going to cool the BTR. We need a fat cooler, so we're probably going to have to almost run a separate radiator for the BTR. So we're going to start deleting all this stuff. I might just keep this here for now because it doesn't seem too impeding. It's sitting pretty flat, whereas this one's protruding quite a lot.
Oh, she's crusty.
So we have an intercooler here. I bought it last night off some dude on Facebook Marketplace for about $200. It's a Aeroflow. It's 10 centimeters wide, and it should give us all the power. He was running it on a 500 kilowatt SR20, so I think it should be enough for the BARRA, hopefully. It's got 3-inch inlets, and yeah, hopefully it all fits up. Do you want to hold that side? Damn, broski.
Damn.
Very keen. So we're gonna try and mock it up and see how we go. What is this? So we have the bumper back on because we're just going to do some measurements to see how low the intercooler can sit. But it seems like with the bumper on, it can sit pretty damn low. I'm happy for it to come out even like a little bit underneath the bumper, but ideally I don't want that. So I can have about 60 mil of droop. by the looks of it. So I've got the intercooler sort of mocked up right here, just balancing on some boxes that I'll be actually using for parts. And it's pretty much in the place where it's going to be. The bracket you can see is going to have to be really close to the headlight, unfortunately. I'm going to try get it as close as I can to the body, but the AC condenser thing was in the way, and I do want to retain AC, so it's going to be very difficult. But looks like I can just run a 90 straight up essentially to where there was a bolt hole for the power steering cooler and all that. So we're going to get cutting with some metal, and hopefully we can get this on today. While I've been chopping up the brackets for the intercooler, Peter's been taking off the upper intake plenum, and what we're going to do now is bolt on our top forward-facing plenum for this BARRA. So absolute massive shout out to Dominator. Michael has been providing the goods when it comes to the BARRA. He's provided us with the head studs, oil pump gears, head gasket and all that, and he's now also provided us with his forward-facing intake plenum. Have a suss. It's pretty big, but you can see where it's going to come out there. Peter's going to mount it on, see how it goes. There you go. Damn, there you go. Oh, not too bad. I actually kind of rate that.
I actually read it. It's
Yeah.
actually mint.
It's not too bad. If it was like painted, probably a different color, I think that'd be sick. Maybe just like silver, I don't know.
I think either silver or like, I don't even mind it black because of the like top of the Ford cover.
True, yeah. So we're also gonna mount this on today just to sort of temporarily fit it so we can have the throttle body on there, and then we can get ready for the intercooler piping and all that. Yeah, wow. Pretty happy with that. It means that we don't need to do like a 90-degree bend off where the crossover is. All right, so quick little update. It's actually been a few hours, you can tell by the sky over there, but we've managed to get one bracket on the intercooler. I just found some random bolts in Tristan's bolt storage area. So Tristan's just over here working on the Civic, doing a starter motor, because last time I drove it, it decided to just shit itself, which I feel bad about. Because Rex cursed it, yeah. But K20 swap Civic, you're just doing the starter on that?
Starter and put the radiator in, and hopefully it works, but I just found a broken sensor which scares the crap out of me.
Oh no, poor guy. So it was actually Tristan's idea to do the bracket this way, which I should have done at the beginning. But what we've done is we've just bent some metal just like this, couple of bends, and we've got it on to where the headlight mounts right there. This bracket I decided to do a little bit different. I decided to have it mount behind, and if I was using a bit of thicker metal, it would hold a little bit better, but it's just much simpler doing it this way. He's got a bench mounted vise, so it makes it very easy to hammer. So we just need to weld a 90-degree off this to get it over to where the intercooler mounts right there, and then it should be good to go. Just drill another few holes, and that's the top brackets done. We're going to use some thicker brackets at the bottom. This is only like 3mm thick steel, mild steel, so it's a little bit too thin, I reckon, to hold the weight of this massive cooler up. Not the worst weld in the world. No, oh god, that's such a tongue twister, holy crap. There you go. I did both sides just to make sure that it was extra strong. Alright guys, it's the next day, and I've actually mounted up the intercooler. It's on there with the top brackets and the bottom brackets. You can have a look at these brackets. They're not the best, not the worst, but they work. And I do need to still paint them. You can see there, they're just pretty sharp on the edges there because I haven't bothered to cut them down yet. I've also test fitted the turbo as well. It's actually bolted on there. It's got 2 bolts holding it on, GTX 3582. Really excited for this. I still need to put the intake side on, forward-facing plenum and the throttle body, just to sort of mock this all up. But I'm very, very happy with how this all looks right now. We're gonna roll it out into the light, probably get a couple photos. But before we do that, I'm gonna put the plenum on and see what it looks like all together. Okay, we have our forward-facing plenum from Dominator installed now. This is going to be an absolute lifesaver because then we don't have to route all these pipes coming off the crossover, coming all the way around down this way. We can now use less piping, and it's going to be less intricate and easier to do to get this pipe going all the way to the intercooler right there. So I'm super happy with this forward-facing plenum. And again, if you want to get anything for the BARRA, well, pretty much a one-stop shop is Dominator. You can get head studs, valve springs, pretty much everything that's been done to this BARRA is from Dominator. I also want to give a mention to our turbo sponsor, PJZ Customs. He has supplied us with a 3582, and this thing's going to be absolutely awesome. It should be good for all the power, probably 400 plus kilowatts, especially paired with a 4 litre. Thing's gonna go pretty damn hard. I'm super excited. It's still internally gated as well, and we're probably gonna have to, I don't know, maybe port the rear housing so that we can have extra boost control. It bolts up. There's absolutely no fitment issues to the standard BF series manifold, I believe it is. We're gonna keep it low mount for now, I reckon, but yeah, I'm so happy with how this thing looks. If you stuck around to this far, thank you so much. And just a reminder, this Sunday, 6:30 p.m, these hoodies are going to be released. And like I said, they will not be there for long. We've actually already pre-sold a lot of them, and members get early access to the Banky Spec website. So go check it out on Sunday. Hopefully your sizes are available. And thank you so much for watching. Hope you're enjoying the Turbo Barra build. I definitely am. I think it looks pretty sick. I'll catch you all in the next one. See you later. Fam, what do you think? What do you think of the Barra Turbo?
Look, I'm getting pretty excited for some nice turbo noises. True Aussie straight six, you know. Bangers and mash Aussie, you know. Shrimp on the barbie, 2 meat and veg, riding kangaroos to work.